everyone, Tom Phillips, Executive Director of the Citrus Connection, and I wanted to give you, the rider, and the general public an update on what we're doing for the COVID-19 crisis to make sure that you're safe. So just as a reminder, what we have started to implement is that at the beginning of every run of the bus and the end of every run of the bus is being completely sanitized by the driver. That includes the handrails, the seating areas, the fairing areas, to make sure that the vehicle is safe. So every time the vehicle gets to the terminal or the end of the line, that vehicle is being cleaned. We've also outfitted our drivers with wipes. You may notice that many of our drivers are using single-use latex gloves. They also have hand sanitizers for themselves. And starting this week, many of our bus operators are wearing masks for their protection, but for your protection as well. The CDC has asked, although we can't require it, the CDC has asked that transit riders consider wearing face masks themselves. There is a YouTube link below on how you can make a homemade mask. We're not going to be requiring that riders wear masks, but we highly recommend that they wear masks when they're on the bus. What we started implementing this week has probably been our most controversial and possibly frustrating change that we've made to the transit system for you, the rider. And that is to increase the forced social distancing on the buses. And so last week, you may have noticed that the seats directly behind the operator to their left and right had been saran wrapped off to try to create social distancing between the driver and you, the general public. As the COVID-19 crisis continues, we want to do more to increase social distancing and the safety for the passengers aboard our vehicles. So when you're on a fixed route bus or a paratransit vehicle, you're going to notice that every other seat has been closed off by saran wrap. That means that some buses will have seating capacities of 10, 12, or 14, while some vehicles may have a seating capacity as low as 6. We understand that this is frustrating, but we want to make sure that we're practicing proper social distancing guidelines. So let me explain how this is going to work. When you get to either the Lakeland terminal, the Bartow terminal, or the Winter Haven terminal, that bus driver is going to make sure that everyone who boards the vehicle has a seat. Once all of the seats on that vehicle are taken, that driver is going to leave, and anyone who does not have a seat is going to have to wait for the next bus. However, as that vehicle is traveling through the community, we recognize that with the limited service, that people are going to be standing out in the hot Florida sun for quite some time. So the driver will pick up passengers, even if there are no seats available, on the bus stops en route to the terminal or your final destination. So there may be times where there are more than 10 people on the bus, but through implementing a seating restriction while we're at the terminal, we're making sure that those vehicles are not over capacity when they're leaving the terminal. So please adjust your travel accordingly. We don't want to do these measures any more than you want to. We recognize that it is going to interrupt some people's travel plans, but we want to make sure that we run the transit system for as long as possible given this epidemic, recognizing that social distancing and social distancing guidelines are extremely important to the health and safety of not just you, the rider, but also our drivers, and making sure that we can continue to provide the highest quality transit within budgeted means during this crisis. Thank you for riding. Stay safe. We'll get through this together, and God bless.